He wasn't sick. He didn't have cancer. He didn't even complain about pain. But this morning, at 5:17 a.m., a 71-year-old man named Robert passed away quietly in his sleep. And the most heartbreaking part? It didn't have to happen. For over a decade, I've worked closely with older adults, from retirees full of life to those quietly fading behind their routines. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this: age doesn't kill you. Habits do. Robert's story isn't rare. In fact, it's far more common than people realize. He seemed perfectly fine, healthy weight, good appetite, sharp mind. But hidden in the quiet repetition of his daily routine were 6 small behaviors that silently chipped away at his health. Not one of them seemed dangerous on its own. That's what makes them so deadly. Most people believe aging is about slowly losing what we used to have: energy, clarity, independence. But the truth is, your body still has incredible potential, even in your 70s and 80s, if you stop doing the wrong things. In today's video, I'll share with you 6 critical life lessons that many seniors, and even their doctors, often overlook. These are not just facts. They're insights drawn from science, from stories, and from patients like Robert, who didn't know better until it was too late. And I'm telling you this as someone who has sat beside too many hospital beds, wishing someone had warned them earlier. If you're in your golden years or love someone who is, I urge you to pay close attention. Because what you'll learn today could mean the difference between waking up strong or not waking up at all. And if this message resonates with you even just a little, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you never miss another life-changing insight. When we reach lesson number 4, I'm going to ask you to pause and comment, because it may just change how you live your mornings forever. Now, you may be wondering, what exactly happened to Robert? Was it his heart? A hidden condition? No. It was something far more subtle, something he did every morning on autopilot. And that brings us to our first lesson, something you must never do when you wake up hungry. Let's begin with number 1. Now that you understand the urgency, let's take a closer look at the 6 habits that, if not corrected, could gradually rob you of the vibrant, independent life you deserve. Here's where we begin. Do not exert yourself when you're hungry. You might not think twice about heading outside for a walk, sweeping the yard, or lifting a few bags of groceries before breakfast, but that one habit could be placing enormous, silent stress on your aging heart. One of the most overlooked dangers for people in their 70s and beyond is exerting physical effort on an empty stomach, especially in the early morning hours. Let me tell you something I've seen too often in my practice. A 75-year-old client of mine, still sharp and independent, collapsed while working in his garden. The cause? He skipped breakfast and pushed himself to get things done before the heat of the day. What followed was a spike in blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, and a brief hospitalization. He was lucky. Many are not. Here's the science behind it. When you wake up, your body is already gone 8 to 10 hours without fuel. In the early morning, levels of adrenaline naturally rise to help activate your nervous and cardiovascular systems. This leads to a natural increase in blood pressure, which your body is designed to handle, but only if it's been nourished. When you try to push your body into motion without giving it the energy it needs, your heart has to work harder. This strain can cause blood pressure to spike beyond safe limits, or worse, dislodge arterial plaque, which can trigger a stroke or heart attack. As we age, our cardiovascular system becomes less flexible, less forgiving. The habits that were harmless in our 40s can become dangerous in our 70s. So, what should you do instead? Start the day gently. Wake up slowly, sip some warm water, and give your body a light, nutritious breakfast, something like oatmeal with fruit, or a boiled egg with whole grain toast. Once you've fueled your system, choose low-impact movements like a short walk or Tai Chi. These are not just exercise, they're a way to tell your heart, I'm caring for you. If this reminder speaks to you, drop a comment with the number 9 below. I'd love to know how you start your mornings and whether this message makes you think twice. Now, while morning exertion is a physical stressor, what comes next may be even more surprising, a seemingly innocent action that could knock your balance and send you straight to the floor. Let's move on to habit number 2. 2. Do not get up too quickly after waking up. Have you ever jolted out of bed, only to feel dizzy, lightheaded, or like the floor suddenly shifted beneath you? That moment of imbalance might seem harmless, but for seniors, it can be the first step toward a dangerous fall or worse. I remember one morning getting a call from a client's daughter. Her 78-year-old father had stood up quickly after waking, lost his balance, hit the edge of his dresser, and ended up with a fractured hip. And all of it started within seconds of opening his eyes. Sadly, this is more common than you might think. Here's what's happening inside your body. During sleep, your heart rate slows, your blood pressure drops, and your body enters a deeply restful state. When you suddenly switch from horizontal to upright, your body doesn't always have time to catch up, especially in your 70s and beyond. This sudden shift can lead to a condition called orthostatic hypotension, a rapid drop in blood pressure upon standing that causes dizziness, fainting, or confusion. It's not weakness, it's physiology, and it's preventable. Instead of jumping out of bed the moment you open your eyes, take a minute to transition. Wiggle your toes, stretch your arms, roll gently onto your side. Let your brain and blood flow slowly re-engage. Then, sit up on the edge of the bed, plant your feet firmly, and take a few deep breaths. This simple ritual can stabilize your blood pressure and protect your balance. Remember, the goal isn't to move faster, it's to move wiser. And here's something I tell all my patients: you don't need to rush into your day. You just need to enter it safely. Aging gracefully doesn't mean giving up movement, it means adapting it. If this tip resonates with you, comment below with the number 1 and share how you usually start your day. You might inspire someone else to slow down too. Now, while balance is critical in your morning routine, there's one more moment you must treat with equal caution, a private habit so ordinary, yet so physically demanding, it surprises most people. Let's talk about what happens in the bathroom. 3.do Not strain too much when using the bathroom. It might sound strange, but one of the most dangerous things you can do in your 70s happens behind a closed door every single morning. I'm talking about the bathroom, and more specifically, the way we push ourselves when nature calls. It's a habit many don't even realize is harmful, sitting down, holding your breath, and straining hard to go. But for older adults, that single action can trigger a dangerous chain reaction inside the body. Let me explain. When you strain during a bowel movement, you increase pressure in the chest and abdomen. This sudden internal force can restrict blood returning to the heart, causing your blood pressure to drop quickly. The result? Dizziness, blurred vision, even fainting. In some cases, especially for those with heart conditions, it can provoke irregular heart rhythms or even cardiac arrest. Yes, something as simple as using the bathroom can become a cardiac event if done wrong. A few years ago, I treated a 76-year-old man who blacked out in the restroom. He'd been constipated for days and tried to force it out. The strain triggered a sudden drop in blood flow to his brain. He collapsed, hit his head on the counter, and spent weeks in recovery. And he wasn't the first. So what can you do to prevent this? First, don't rush. Take your time and keep your posture relaxed. Avoid distractions like phones or books that keep you sitting too long. Second, support your digestive health with a fiber-rich diet, leafy greens, beans, fruits, and drink plenty of water. Movement helps too. A short daily walk can stimulate bowel activity naturally. And finally, listen to your body. If going feels difficult, don't push through it. Address the root cause, not the symptom. If this tip opens your eyes, comment below with the number 7. You never know who might read your comment and feel seen, heard, and safer. Now, while we often think of health as physical, your emotional and social well-being is just as important. In the next lesson, we'll talk about a silent killer in later life that no one talks about enough: loneliness. Let's move on to number 4. 4. Do not isolate yourself from friends and family. He had perfect blood pressure, a healthy heart, sharp memory, but something was missing, and it was slowly breaking him from the inside out. When I asked how often he saw his kids or talked to friends, the answer crushed me: I haven't heard from anyone in 3 weeks, but I don't want to bother them. Loneliness isn't just a feeling. It's a silent, biological stressor that affects your mind, your immune system, even your risk of early death. And the most heartbreaking part? It often sneaks in when no one is watching, not even you. In my 10 years working with older adults, I've learned this. Social disconnection can age the body faster than smoking. Studies have shown that isolation increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, dementia, and depression. When we lose daily connection, those light conversations, shared laughs, spontaneous visits, we lose one of the most vital elements of human health: emotional nourishment. And no, it's not about how many people you have around. It's about how seen, heard, and valued you feel. So what can we do? Start with simple steps. Call a friend today. Don't wait. Schedule weekly check-ins with your children, grandchildren, or neighbors. Join a local club, even an online group, centered on something you enjoy: books, gardening, crafts. Volunteering can also bring purpose and connection. The goal isn't to fill time. It's to fill your heart. Technology can help, too. Learn how to use video calls, voice messages, even group chats. It may feel unfamiliar at first, but the joy of seeing a familiar face or hearing a warm voice is worth every tap and click. And if you're watching this and thinking, "But I don't want to be a burden," let me say this gently. You're not a burden, you're a gift. A presence. A voice that matters. If this message resonates with you, leave a comment below with the number 4 and maybe tag someone you miss talking to. Now, while connection heals the heart, prevention protects the body. And one of the most powerful ways to catch silent threats is by doing something many seniors often skip. In the next lesson, we'll talk about the one appointment you must never miss. Let's continue with habit number 5. 5. Don't skip regular health checkups. He looked healthy. No pain, no complaints, no warning signs. But when he finally agreed to a routine checkup, the blood work revealed something no one expected: stage 3 kidney disease. He told me later, if I hadn't gone in, I never would have known. And sadly, that's how many life-altering conditions unfold, quietly, invisibly, until it's too late. My dear friends, I cannot stress this enough. Just because you feel fine doesn't mean everything is fine. As we age, our bodies often stop sending loud signals. Conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, and even some cancers develop silently, causing damage long before symptoms appear. That's why regular checkups are not optional, they're life-saving. In my years of working with seniors, I've seen how early detection makes the difference between managing a condition or becoming its victim. A simple blood test, a blood pressure reading, or a routine scan can be the difference between years of healthy independence and a sudden decline. Think of checkups not as a burden, but as a gift, a proactive way to honor your body for carrying you this far. Set reminders. Build a schedule. Make your health appointments just as important as family gatherings or holidays, because without your health, none of those moments feel the same. And it's not just physical health. Ask about cognitive screenings, vitamin levels, bone density. Your body is complex, but with the right care, it's resilient. If you haven't had a checkup in over a year, I urge you, make that call today. If this message pushes you to act, comment "checkup" below. Your comment may inspire someone else to take that same life-saving step. And remember, knowledge is power, but only when you act on it. Now, we've talked about physical warning signs and medical ones. But there's one area most people ignore completely: your mental and emotional well-being. And in our next lesson, I'll show you why your mindset could be the key to aging not just longer, but better. Let's continue with habit number 6. 6. Don't neglect your mental and emotional health. He smiled at every family dinner, cracked jokes with his grandkids, and always said he was doing fine. But behind that smile was a man battling silent sadness. It wasn't until his wife passed that the truth came out. He hadn't truly felt joy in years. And no one had noticed, not even him. My dear friends, mental health is not just for the young or the troubled. It's for all of us, especially in our later years, when life brings loss, transition, and more quiet moments than we sometimes know what to do with. Many older adults shrug off feelings of loneliness, anxiety, or depression, thinking it's just part of getting old. But that belief is dangerous. Emotional pain is just as real as physical pain, and if ignored, it can eat away at your quality of life from the inside out. Here's what the science says: loneliness increases the risk of dementia. Chronic stress accelerates aging. Depression can weaken the immune system and worsen heart health. But here's the good news: the brain is incredibly resilient. Even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond, you can build emotional strength, renew joy, and feel deeply connected. So what can you do? Start by talking to a friend, a family member, a counselor. Join support groups online or in person. Reconnect with passions you once loved: painting, music, gardening, learning something new. Move your body, because physical activity isn't just good for the heart, it's medicine for the mind. Practice mindfulness. A few minutes of deep breathing, prayer, or meditation each morning can transform how you handle stress. And most importantly, give yourself permission to feel. Sadness, fear, hope, peace. Every emotion deserves space. If this reminder touched your heart, leave a comment with the word "peace" below. Someone else might read it and realize they're not alone. Now that we've explored the 6 habits that quietly harm your health, it's time for something deeper. In the final part of this video, we'll look at the 3 biggest regrets most people have after turning 70 and how you can avoid them starting today. Let's move into our closing reflections. What if you could sit down with your future self at 80, 85, even 90, and ask, well, what would you do differently? The answers might surprise you. They rarely mention money or success. Instead, they speak of time, people, and missed chances. In my years of working with older adults, I've had the privilege of hearing hundreds of life reflections, quiet moments when people open up about their deepest regrets. And while every story is unique, the same three themes come up over and over again. These are the things people wish they had done differently, and you still have time to change them. Regret number 1, not nurturing relationships. Many people in their 70s look back and realize they spent too much time working, worrying, or chasing goals, and not enough time being present with the people they love. They regret not calling their siblings more, not apologizing sooner, not saying "I love you" when they had the chance. Relationships are the true currency of a meaningful life. Regret number 2, not following personal dreams. I wanted to write a book. I always dreamed of traveling. I used to sing when I was young. These aren't just hobbies, they're parts of the soul that were put on hold for someday. But someday never came. Don't let fear or routine silence your inner voice. It's not too late to begin, even now. Regret number 3, not taking health seriously until it was too late. This is perhaps the most painful one. So many people assume they have time until a diagnosis or a fall forces a different reality. They wish they had exercised more, eaten better, gotten checkups, cared for their emotional well-being. Because when health fades, everything else becomes harder. So, ask yourself, what will you regret if you don't act now? And more importantly, what small step can you take today to rewrite your future? If any of these spoke to your heart, comment the word "change" below. Let's show others that growth and wisdom don't end at 70, they begin. Now, in our final reflection, I'll leave you with a message I share with every senior I work with. A message of hope, strength, and what it truly means to age with grace. Let's move into our closing thoughts. If you've made it to this point in the video, I want to say something from the heart. Thank you. Not just for watching, but for caring, for giving yourself this time, for choosing to reflect, to grow, and to take your health and your life seriously. The truth is, aging is not a problem to solve. It's a journey to embrace. Yes, our bodies change. Yes, our routines need adjusting. But aging with intention is a powerful act of self-love. And every day that you wake up, you have the chance to make new choices, better choices, more conscious choices, whether it's walking slower, but more often, reaching out to someone you miss, finally booking that checkup, or simply choosing to eat breakfast before moving your body. These aren't small things. These are life-giving shifts, decisions that can shape your next decade. And if you've watched this video thinking, "I've already made too many mistakes," let me gently remind you, it's never too late to start again. Your story isn't over. In fact, some of your most meaningful, peaceful, and joyful chapters might be just ahead. So here's my question to you. What's the one habit from today's video that hit home the hardest? Was there something you recognized in your own life? A change you feel ready to make? Speech Balloon, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave a comment below and share one thing you're going to take action on. You never know who might read it and feel inspired. Thumbs up if this video helped you in any way. Give it a like. It lets us know these messages matter. Bell subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss the videos we release each week. Practical advice, compassionate guidance, and inspiration designed for your stage of life. And above all, remember this: growing older is not about fading. It's about becoming. Becoming wiser, kinder, braver, more aware of what truly matters. Thank you for being here. And until next time, take care of your body, protect your mind, and honor your heart. Because you're not just aging, you're living. And that, my dear friends, is a journey worth showing up for every single day.